local tournaments, and everything golf talk. The Golf Show, guys.
Hey, join the Golf Show, guys, every Wednesday morning from 9 a.m. to 10 a.m. It's not just funny, it's informative, it's celebrities, and it's a lot of applause. It's the Golf Show, guys, Wednesday mornings from 9 to 10 a.m. right here on the Tan Talk Radio Network. Did you ever think about hosting your very own radio show? Here's how.
Hey, Tampa Bay, did you know you can have a 1-hour program on the Tan Talk Radio Network for less than the cost of one 60-second announcement on many Tampa Bay stations? That's right. We'll put you on the radio for less than the cost of one 60-second announcement on many stations. Check it out today. Use your program to promote yourself, your business, or someone else's business. Call Lola Jean, the broadcast queen, 727-510-7622. That's 510-7622. Call Lola Jean now to check out your Tan Talk Network program. In addition to network radio, we'll stream your program in audio and video all over the world. Call Lola Jean now, 727-510-7622. Call today. Your network 1-hour program can start tomorrow. Broadcast your message in audio and video on the Tan Talk Radio Network.
If you would like to become a wholesale buyer of the premium quality longevity product that you hear about right here on the Tan Talk Radio Network for personal service, you can pick up the phone right now and call Lola at 727-441-3311. Again, that's Lola at 727-441-3311. Or for even faster service, log on to tantalkhealth.com. That's tantalkhealth.com. Here's your health and longevity.
Are you looking for a job? Join me, Gene Hodge, on the Employment Opportunity Hour, Thursdays from 7 to 8 p.m., where I will tell you and share with you, as well as answer all of your questions and help you find enjoyable employment instead of a job. This is the only talk show that talks about everyone who makes up our workforce. Join me on the Employment Opportunity Hour every Thursday from 7 to 8 p.m. on the Employment Opportunity Hour.
Don't turn it off now. You need this stuff. Tampa Bay's Tan Talk Radio Network.
All right, everybody. Welcome, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to imho.love. That's imho.love. It's the new Loutopia. Those of you who have been following us on YouTube and Facebook, we moved over to the mothership. I think this is my 5th show on Tan Talk over the years, and really happy to be here. And I think this is our most important effort thus far. This is the one that's containing the most information and the most intent. Most of my other shows were comedy-based shows, and boy, they were a lot of fun, and man, we had a lot of laughs in this room. But it is so good to be here with everybody. Thank you, Facebook, for everybody showing up on there, and we'll rebroadcast this later on YouTube. But of course, and there's many of you watching on tantalk1340.com. So welcome, everybody, and let me introduce to you, if this is your first time catching the show, like I said, we're going to be phasing out the Loutopia portion of the show, trying to resign a little bit of my own ego there, and just because the thing that I realize is the people that I work with on this are equally as talented and just as much a part of the blend. And so I decided to, take my name off of it and share it amongst those I love.
Yeah, you're trading in your egocentrism and allowing your biocentrism enter into exo-consciousness.
Exactly. And ladies and gentlemen, that big voice is my buddy, Michael Murburg. Michael, it's so nice to have you here.
Good to be back.
We met many years ago. Our late great friend Steve Baird introduced us, and I still see Steve up in my closet. He's in a little box up there, and I miss that guy.
What does that mean?
I have his ashes.
Oh, I didn't know that. That's freaky, dude.
Yeah.
That freaks me out.
It's either that or Fido's. He's really not quite sure.
So, and another cosmic link in this whole thing. And over here to my right, he had the producing duties at Loutopia for the last 3 years, but now I relish in the ability for you just to sit and talk.
I'm a little put off. I got to say, I have no knobs or nothing that I'm looking for a gauge to see how the sound is. And I don't know, maybe it's good. Who knows? Who knows?
Well, you're like Ringo away from the drums.
I'm just like,
and that's
it's like going to the toilet without a magazine.
And the new job is over there. That's on mic number 4. That's our buddy Pete Blake.
What's going on, buddy? How you doing?
Oh, man, I am finer than frog hair, to be honest with you.
Sounds good, buddy. Sounds real good. Welcome back.
Pete is our producer on the other show that we do on Saturday mornings. We is Tim Del Toro, myself, and Bobby Taylor Carpenter very often. That's the Grease Guru show. And so now we have Pete in the blend on the technical end of it. He's hooking stuff up. He's splicing wires. He's got duct tape. He's ready
all kinds
to
of stuff. Yeah, I'm MacGyver back here.
You are. You
Yes.
sure are. And, of course, in the second half of the show, the one constant that I truly, truly love, Beth Snyder is our staff hypnotherapist here. And this new show is imho.love, in my humble opinion, .love. So Beth is one of those people that can help you graft your opinion into something that you're comfortable with, something good about yourself. She's the most wonderful hypnotherapist, and they also have a beautiful metaphysical shop down in Sarasota, the Om Shop, TheOmshoppe, the Om Shop down there on South Tamiami Trail. So this show, like I said, it's called imho.love, in my humble opinion. And really what all of this podcasting and radio casting is just you're sending out your amalgamated opinion. You've picked up information here, there, and everywhere. And you came up with an opinion, something that you're comfortable with, something. And sometimes my opinion has been absolutely horrible. I look back on things I used to believe and can't believe I ever believed them. And then I've looked at other things and went, wow, how did I miss that? So in this crafting of our opinions, that's what this show is all about. You're welcome to call in. It's an open call show. The number here is 727-441-3000. That's 727-441-3000. That's for, if you want to dial it. I don't know if you're one of those people that still needs a toll-free number. Consequently, we have one of those too. 866-826-1340. I don't know. I think it still uses cell time, though. 866-826-1340. And, of course, you can listen to the show on tantalk1340.com. We are joined joyously by the IRN Broadcast Network. That's irnbroadcast.com. And so our buddy Mike over there is completing the circuit. He will be reposting this show, as he does have a live show that conflicts with this one, but he will be reposting the show and replaying it on Saturday nights at irnbroadcast.com. So it's good to see everybody listening there. Bill Holzhauer, hey, my chicka made it to Dallas. Pam's on the watching the show from way over there. Well, ladies and gentlemen, the imho.love, it came to me as an idea. I left a text message and I gave somebody an opinion about something, and at the end I wrote IMHO, in my humble opinion. And I thought, I wonder if imho.com is taken, or .net, and they were all taken, all the popular ones, .org. And but as I'm scrolling down, I found imho.love was available. And the .love it just a natural, it just clicked. I clicked on it. I bought it. Our friend Kathy McGuire just is building the website. She's got a flat page up. So if you want to go to imho.love, visit us, contact us. We'd love to hear from you. Now, I'm I'm talking a lot, and I got all this talent sitting next to me.
I was going to say, she's got a flat page up.
Flat page.
That's kind of cool.
Yeah. Just, she's been working very, very hard at it. And she's as busy as all of us. And that's the other thing, too, folks. This show is an absolute labor of love because you're sitting here with, I have 4 and 5 of the busiest people that I know doing this show.
I don't do anything.
What's a flat page?
A flat page is just
one page. No,
a one-page website.
Oh, okay.
It doesn't have. It's not fancy yet. Okay, so
if you don't know what it is, Mike, then it's not for you.
Yeah, sorry.
I'm kidding.
Okay, all right. Now, in my humble opinion, .love is it carries the core piece from the Loutopia podcast, which is the pacifist riot. I'll read the pacifist riot soon. I don't know if I'm going to read it this week, but I'll read it soon. And it's available on loutopia.com, imho.love.com. So visit that. And the pacifist riot is our internal outreach to the rest of the world through prayer and meditation, that you would find just a little more beam of love, just a little bigger slice of the happiness for yourself. So that's been our goal since day one. We did over 160 Loutopias over there at Double Special Studios. And now this show is the biggest change is the CE5. For those of you who don't know what that is, CE5 is Close Encounters of the Fifth Kind. And what that is human-initiated communications through prayer and meditation and inner stillness with extraterrestrial beings. We seek to communicate with them. Michael is, in this big CE5 community. I mean, you're a dude, man. So if you could explain to the people what it is that we do and help them understand the CE5 a little better.
Very well explained, Lou. And I hope, as a matter of fact, I know you're going to go through CE1 through CE7 throughout the show. And I think that'll be very educational and helpful to people that are listening.
Okay.
But yeah, CE5 is a way to take your consciousness and boost it into what's known now as exoconsciousness. This is, the kind of consciousness that remote viewing is based on. It's universal consciousness. It's, Buddha consciousness, Christ consciousness, been described in a lot of different ways.
Exoconsciousness, I think, is my favorite new word.
I love that too. And what's great thing about doing the UFO stuff is every time you come to something like contactee or experiencer,
yes,
or exo-consciousness, it's always underlined. It's like no such word exists. So it's like this is where we go boldly into the dictionary once again.
It's where we love to use words that don't exist. And hey, Jimmy Celeste, thanks for watching the show. Hi, Jackie Hartley. All right, now what we're going to do, like Michael had said, it's a CE5. So you're at the 5th level of close encounters. That's what the CE stands for.
Yeah, that's a good level. It's the best level.
It is. It's nice. It's manageable, and you don't have to do anything kooky, and you don't have to make mountains out of potatoes or whatever.
Okay.
Well, okay. Oh, yeah.
It's like, or never mind.
Well, just a little tongue in cheek there. All right. Close encounters of the first kind are visual sightings of an identified flying object, seemingly less than 500 feet away, that show an appreciable angular extension and considerable detail. So that's if you really saw a UFO one night or day. There's day sightings too.
Yep.
And then close encounters of the second kind is a UFO event which a physical effect is alleged. This can be interference in a functioning vehicle or electronic device, animals reacting, psychological effects such as paralysis or heat, discomfort in the witness, some physical trace like impressions in the ground, scorched or otherwise affected vegetation, or a chemical trace. So this is like the next level up. You didn't just see it,
but it gives you a hangover.
I'm sure it can, man. Those vibrations that they deal with are far superior to ours. And
these are. Can I coordinate each one of these with the actual experience in the movie Close Encounters of the Third Kind? Because you're almost to the third kind.
Okay.
When Richard Dreyfuss was in his truck
Right.
The lights, everything went, and he got a sunburn. So that matches number 2.
That's second kind.
Yeah, and the first one was actually seeing something in the sky or something of that nature, and they saw those as well. So now the third kind. This is the third kind.
Okay, the third kind are in which an animated creature is present.
Yeah.
These include humanoids, robots, and humans, which seem to be occupants or pilots of a UFO.
Yeah.
And
that was the end of the movie.
Yes, and of course there's several subtypes under that.
There are?
Yes, they're called the Hynek scale.
Who is that?
Well, there's a Ted Hynek. Is that his name?
Well, you're asking me a complicated. Is this Jeopardy?
Well, I have questions.
Jeopardy.
Look, again, I have questions. I want to know who Heimlich is. Is he the same guy that did the life-saving maneuver? Or
that's Heimlich. You know that joke.
Yeah, inquiring minds want to know about it.
Okay. And then Close Encounters of the Fourth Kind is in which a human is abducted by a UFO, and this when witnesses experienced a transformation of their sense of reality. And it's also available in non-abduction cases too. But this is getting up close.
I thought you were going to say sugar-free for a second.
And it's also
available without caffeine.
Abduction light.
It's just a ride. It's like a trolley ride. That's all it was. And then there's the fifth kind, is what Michael and the group here, and I've been experiencing it for a little over a year now, making several of Michael's events, and he'll tell you about those as time goes on. A UFO event that involves direct communication between aliens and humans. This type of close encounter was named by Stephen Greer's SETI group and is described as bilateral contact experience through conscious, voluntary, and proactive human-initiated cooperative communication with extraterrestrial intelligence.
Yeah, been there, done that, got the shirt.
Okay, but I need to jump in and say that I have not been there. I do not have a shirt, but I do like to talk about just about anything. So when you say us, I need to clarify so that I'm not misleading people on the show that I have not had this experience.
Okay.
And so that kind of leaves me out of the loop on a lot of the stuff that you guys talk about. However, as I said, it doesn't matter. I'll have an opinion on anything.
Yeah, but you're like a C.E. Warner. You've seen it.
I saw something out in Vegas, that I could not identify. I still haven't definitively identified it.
Just a little bit of leaven.
It was unidentified, yes.
There's actually a guy out there in Vegas. They call him Yahweh, and what he does is he goes, Yahweh, 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 and he calls in the UFOs. He did it for Fox News out there, so it's floating around the internet.
Wow.
So, it's not like these things, the things that you saw are like not without common exposure.
Well, the term Yahweh, of course, is the Hebraic reference for the Most High or the Creator, a sacred word which many people won't even utter because of their reverence for it.
Right.
But also, too, there's been several variations on it. Yahuwah, Yahweh.
But it all involves universal consciousness. It's the Creator. It's the universal one, the intelligence behind all things that we create, that Yahweh is, and that we all connect to. You don't have to get there through Judaism or Christianity.
No.
You just and CE5 is the way to do it.
Exactly, and that's what I love most about the CE5 is there literally is no politics. To get there, to get to the higher level of consciousness. You don't have to join a club. You don't have to stand in a particular place. You don't have to wear a hat.
So it's just a one-time fee, and then no re-up fee.
It's a fee you gladly pay.
I was not alone in Vegas when I saw what I saw either.
You saw people.
I was returning a rental car, and there were people with me that saw the same
thing.
Yeah, we talked about this on Loutopia.
Yeah, I know. Well, a lot of people didn't hear that one.
No, I know. That's why I'm telling everybody on Tan Talk and Facebook. You people listen.
Okay.
You listen to me.
Now, Close Encounters of the Sixth Kind. The death of a human or animal associated with a UFO sighting, although some might consider this a more severe example of a second kind encounter. A lot of times you'll hear of cattle mutilations.
Yeah, it's an aggravated second.
Yes, it is an aggravated second. I think I can get you off in 5 with time served.
And you only have a record for a 1.
So yeah, if you got, well, you know what though? I mean, I've not seen an extraterrestrial in my, with my eyes. And I would imagine that could be a very, very
frightening
and massive effect on your, like, wow, what is this?
It's easier when you're a kid.
Yeah, it is easier when you're a kid.
When you get up, when you get older, it can be startling. As a matter of fact, Ray Hernandez, part of the study, the free study, we'll talk about it later. It was like, he goes, yeah, no wonder people can get afraid. I mean, you got a 9.5-foot lizard being in your living room. You've never seen it before. I mean, that would be a little offsetting.
Plus, what's next? Do you bring out at that point?
Exactly. Hey, wait for my closer. All right, and the seventh kind, there are C1 through 7. Close encounters of the seventh kind are the creation of a human-alien hybrid, either by sexual reproduction or by artificial scientific methods. And so what I think we're going to see coming up here within the next 20 years is a lot of sevens, a lot of CE7s, because the robotics and the artificial intelligence is just expanding and expanding and expanding on itself. It's so big, it's so powerful, it literally will eat itself someday. The artificial intelligence will absolutely go out of control.
Well, I got to give a plug for Mary Rodwell, who has written in the book. I know we can hold it up. It's
sure, yeah, absolutely.
The Beyond UFOs: The Science of Consciousness and Contact with Non-Human Intelligence. Mary Rodwell is one of the founding members of the Foundation for Research into Extraterrestrial and Extraordinary Experiences, and she writes about the DNA manipulation. She's been doing it for years. She's been running studies in Australia and throughout the world, and acquiring volumes and volumes of data and information. And the
DNA manipulation from extraterrestrials to humans?
Right, yeah, all about the junk DNA we all carry around and how it's all becoming hooked up with our general DNA systems as we're born and we get older. So this is all DNA we have, and it's being manipulated through other sources that are non-human in nature, and it's creating the race that is being created on this planet right now.
And junk DNA.
Well, that's what they called it because they didn't know what it did.
Oh, okay.
And now we're getting...
That's very human of us.
Yeah, it's like, hey, that 64 Cadillac that's like mint and pink and it's junk DNA. Nobody uses it anymore. We don't know what it's there for.
Yeah, that's one of my big arguments with people that lean solely on science, because stuff like that happens all the time. And incredibly important puzzle pieces are left to rot.
Yeah, like everybody believed this thing called science until we got to the quantum level of physics, and then it was like, huh?
Oh yeah, there's some sort of creator element out there. There's no way to really deny it. Even the most astute atheist or whatever, there's so many things that they can't even combat because they don't even make sense on any other level other than a spiritual entity or some sort of deep an interaction that a human being can help guide but can't muster. Right. Just there is that extra level of spirituality. And here's the other thing too, that I fully embrace the CE5 thing, and the thing that I love the most about it actually is preparing myself to be ready for that. The meditation that goes into that is very, very relaxing. And I'm sure you've noticed, Michael, after your CE5 events, your next couple days are very, very peaceful, very mellow. You're very sorted out. And
yeah, that not only comes from the meditation, but that becomes part of the contact experience, is the spiritual elevation. And that's kind of what I write about in the chapter in the book.
Okay. Yes. And Michael is quoted in that Beyond UFOs. Can you hold that up one more time, Chris? Mm-hmm. Michael is quoted in this, and this is a gigantic book, as big as a Steve Anderson novel. This is Michael's quoted in there in the Beyond UFOs. And so
it's the Encyclopedia.
The Encyclopedia. I love it. And you're Micopedia, so we're all pedia.
Right in there. Hey, can I just add this? Is that
of course.
A good way to kind of describe your experience in technical terms, at least in this parlance, is that you have a heart chakra-based exo-consciousness experience.
Yes, absolutely.
And that's what Contact is all about.
The heart chakra base. Absolutely. I couldn't agree with you more. Some
people would say Kundalini, but it still boils down to the same.
Kundalini's a little more concentrated.
Yeah, not everybody can do that.
See, we didn't say a dirty word, Chris.
You better not.
But anyway, and ladies and gentlemen, if you want to find out more about the CE5, what you want to do is get a hold of Michael. Go to his website, disabilityattorney.net. That's Michael Murburg. He's a disability attorney, also practicing here in the Tampa Bay area. A really, really smart guy, Princeton graduate, all the good stuff. But go to disabilityattorney.net, and you can find out more about that if you're curious about it. If you're conscious.
It's like, yeah, listen, and that's all you need to do.
Yeah. You can't work the computer if you're unconscious, Lou.
Yeah, well, I have.
That's a known fact.
Well, see, that's the other thing.
Much to my chagrin.
That's the other thing.
That
I get asked is, hey, it was like, I'm going to a football reunion, and a bunch of guys that played ball years ago. And it was like, hey, Murbs, can you teach us how to do CE5? And it's like, yeah, but, you guys are a product of the 70s, so I'm sure there's, like, going to be pot up there or something, And I was like, no, you shouldn't do this stoned. It's a heightened consciousness as opposed to an unconsciousness. So drunken stoned don't mix well with this kind of stuff.
Right. Well, it blurs your vibration. Right. I mean, it's kind of fun. I mean, it hits your GABA receptors in a nice way. But and I'm telling you, if you approach this with a sober mind, you'll go places you never went with weed or cocktails.
Right. My theory is what happens is marijuana will dull the human body's ability to produce DMT. So what you want to do is not smoke pot before you do this, or anything that'll keep your DMT from formulating your own DMT through states of meditation and contact.
Mm-hmm.
So that's what the good thing is this is like a freebie on the DMT contact network.
Nice. There you go. Yeah. Absolutely. Yeah. So start decalcifying your pineal glands, ladies and gentlemen. Now, the second phase of the show, and we're going to cover this as we go into the top of the hour, is aha. No, I take that back, is humor. The third phase is aha. And Beth will help us describe the aha zone.
Oh.
So
she's the aha girl?
She's led me to many ahas.
Ah.
And but the humor part of it and the reality of this show is all of us here are based in some kind of comedic existence. I know Beth from stand-up 20 years ago. I know Chris from stand-up
now
25 years ago.
Yes,
yeah. Okay. I know Michael from stand-up just several years ago, but through my friend Baird, who I was friends with for 30-some years.
Everybody's friend Baird.
Everybody loved Baird. And so consequently, all this, and a lot of my friends here on Facebook, man, it's so great to see your names popping by. There's Bobby Taylor, who does the Grease Gurus with us on Saturdays morning. One of the very, very funny guys.
Can I give a shout out to talking about comedians and the comedic interchange and relationship we all have? I'd like to say hi to Buddy Bolton over at Alien Protocols.
Yes, Buddy Bolton.
So speaking of comedians, there really is a connection to the to what's going on. I mean, imagine E.T. comes down and says, okay, we're going to give the earth to the comedians. You're now in charge. So, try to behave yourselves and good luck.
I do wish the earth was given to the comedians. I
got a special gift, man.
Wait a minute. I think Steve Harvey has another hour off this week. Maybe he could do it.
No, I used to do shows at the Royalty Theater, which is a famous theater down here in Clearwater. I've been around for a long time. The curator there his name was Socrates. He was
so great.
So great. A very flamboyant, Greek ex-flamingo dancer of some sort. Some dancer.
Beautiful, man.
Yeah, he was awesome. But I remember he said, "You guys are comedians," and I said, "Yeah." And he goes, "You know what? I'll tell you something right now." I was like, "What's that?" He goes, "This comedy, it's a gift from the gods." That's what he said. It's a gift from the gods. You have been gifted from the gods. And I was like, all right, dude.
And he's absolutely right.
Yeah,
it's a curse. It's a gift of the curse.
Yeah, and Socrates finally, I guess, sold the theater to the Ruth Eckerd Hall.
Yeah, it's awesome.
And then
Capitol Theater now, it's beautiful.
And now it's the Capitol. They totally restored it.
Beautiful. They renovated.
What we got going on the phones there, Petey?
2 minutes until you're out.
We got 2 minutes.
We got anybody on the phone, or was that your mom checking on you?
My mom was checking on me. Yeah, it was. No, I'm just joking. We have another guest. He's going to come on here eventually. So.
Oh, okay.
Can't tell you who it is.
Oh, a secret surprise guest.
He's one of your main callers.
Oh, salutes. That's something.
Those two kids that call on YouTube, like
exactly. That's it right there. Yeah.
No, the YouTube guys. We've phased them out one more time. We had these horrible trolls on the Loutopia, but anyway, well, folks, this show is the imho.love show, and in my humble opinion, and like I said, all the comedians, my favorites, of course, George Carlin, Mitch Hedberg, Richard Pryor, Soupy Sales, all those guys, they all had that gift. And I watched a wonderful special on Robin Williams. HBO did an incredible special on Robin Williams.
Yeah, I was talking with Doug about that.
And it's beautiful. I mean, it's really well done, and what a talent that guy was. I mean, he was really, really off the charts. I mean, he had stage balls like nobody, and it's a shame the way it went, or I guess it went exactly the way it was supposed to go.
Maybe.
So
not for us.
Yeah.
Yeah, there's a lesson in that,
Of course there is.
So,
sure.
he left us with a lesson.
Well, the little tongue-in-cheek intro and outro music here on the first week of imho.love is Pets by Porno for Pyros. And really, at the end, if the AI takes over, we'll make great pets. Well, ladies and gentlemen, we'll be back in the next we gotta I'll go run the news.
Yeah, run the news, and then we'll be back 6 after.
6 after. So go ahead and top off whatever it is you're topping off. And I'm Lou Angelwolf, Michael Murburg, Chris Gorges here on the imho.love. And thank you so much for listening. We'll be back in about 6.5 minutes.
WDCF, Dade City, Tampa Bay. WZHR, Zephyr Hills.
FM 104.3.
Listen.
Trump and Twitter, Manafort and Capone. I'm Christopher Cruz. White House Press Secretary Sarah Sanders vigorously defended an eyebrow-raising tweet from President Trump today. The president called on Attorney General Jeff Sessions to end the investigation into Russian interference in the 2016 presidential election.
The entire investigation is based off of a dirty, discredited dossier that was paid for by an opposing campaign and had a lot of corruption within the entity which was overseeing it, which was Peter Strzok, James Comey, Andrew McCabe. We've laid this out a number of times. I don't think that we have to go into it every single time we're in here.
President Trump is unhappy with the federal criminal trial of his former campaign chairman, Paul Manafort, which has ended its second day. On Twitter, the president suggested that Manafort is being treated worse than mob boss Al Capone was. Manafort is on trial on multiple counts of tax and banking fraud. Correspondent Abby Phillips says there was more to the tweet.
Says Paul Manafort worked for Ronald Reagan, Bob Dole, and many other highly prominent and respected political leaders. He worked for me for a very short time. Why didn't the government tell me he was under investigation? These old charges have nothing to do with collusion, which he is calling a hoax.
Police in Houston have named a suspect in the shooting death of President George H.W. Bush's former doctor. They think it's the culmination of a 20-year-old grudge.
Dr. Mark Hausknecht was shot and killed while riding his bike to work last month. Houston Police Chief Art Acevedo says a tip has led police to believe the shooter to be 65-year-old Joseph James Pappas.
The suspect's mother was a patient of the doctor and died during surgery over 20 years ago.
Police are actively looking for Pappas, who's considered to be armed and dangerous. I'm Clayton Neville.
Apple closed within a few dollars a share, becoming the first American company to hit a market value of $1 trillion today. I'm Christopher Cruz.
There's never been a better time to try our Sprint network. We have to find a way to tell everyone. Atlas is here to help.
Because now we have our new Unlimited Plus plan. It has Hulu and all the TV and movies you love, title premium, music streaming, 15 gigabytes mobile hotspot, and full HD, all on the network built for unlimited at the best price.
Exactly. We need to shout this deal from the rooftops.
You got it.
Atlas, I didn't mean literally.
Sprint's new Unlimited Plus plan. Best deal ever.
The new Unlimited Plus plan. And for a limited time, get a Samsung Galaxy S9 lease for just $9 a month. Galaxy S9 includes Samsung's best camera ever with super slow-mo and advanced low-light photo taking. Best deal ever. Visit a Sprint store, sprint.com/GS9, or call 1-800-SPRINT1.
GS9 $24 monthly credit applied within 2 bills for 18 months. If you cancel early, remain balance due. One Hulu limited commercial plan for Sprint account compared to similar national carrier. Unlimited plans features differ, excludes taxes, fees, and roaming, subject to credit and 30 activation fee, speed maximums, use rules and restrictions apply.
Bobby, what's wrong with the car?
Uh-oh, I think it's broke.
Look, that thing there is all swelled up.
We got a pair of pliers and a screwdriver. We can find out.
I think we should just start poking stuff.
All right.
Don't do that, folks. Tune into the Grease Gurus. Don't go to the emergency room. Go to the Grease Gurus and learn why your car might have stopped on the side of the road and what not to touch.
On Saturday mornings from 10 a.m. on the Tan Talk Radio Network.
Ouch, that hurt.
Hello out there. Tune in every Saturday at noon on Tan Talk for Connecting Caregivers with me, Linda Burhans, the gal who cares for the caregivers. Every Saturday at noon, we will find resources, education, and a shoulder for the caregivers. I know it's tough, but we can work it out together. Look forward to you tuning in on Saturdays at noon, where you'll have tons of information. Linda Burhans, the gal who cares for the caregiver.
If you would like to become a wholesale buyer of the premium quality longevity product that you hear about right here on the Tan Talk Radio Network for personal service, you can pick up the phone right now and call Lola at 727-441-3311. Again, that's Lola at 727-441-3311. Or for even faster service, log on to tantalkhealth.com. That's tantalkhealth.com. Here's your health and longevity.
Make sure you tune in to the only FM sports talk show in the Tampa Bay area on Saturday afternoons from 3 to 6. That's right, 3 hours now of the evolution of sports talk radio, the Sports Web. We give you your own walk-up music. We let you call in twice so we don't hang up on you like those other sports talk shows do. On Saturday afternoons in the Tampa Bay area, it's the Sports Web with your host, Peter Blake, along with Sean, the Sports Don. So every Saturday afternoon from 3 to 6, it's the Sports Web on the Tan Talk Sports Network.
Hi, this is John Austin, host of the Book Club on the Tan Talk Radio Network. I spent 35 years in publishing, and today I want to tell you about a book that could change your life. The book is No Cash, No Problem. The author is Dave Wagenford. Dave Wagenford is one of the greatest barter experts in the world. He's bartered over $500 million in goods and services. If you want to remodel your home, but the cost is just too high, or maybe there's an automobile that you have dreamed of owning but thought you just couldn't afford, well, this book will allow you to do both of those things, plus hundreds more with little or no cash. Maybe you're a business owner with a cash flow problem that leads to low or non-existing profits. Read this book and see how you can increase your cash flow and your profits by time-proven techniques. The book again is No Cash, No Problem, and you can buy it now online at www.tantalknetwork.com. Click on the book and follow the instructions, or pick up the phone and call Lola at 727-441-3311. The book costs only $6.99, so do yourself a favor and buy the book today.
Don't turn it off now. You need this stuff. Tampa Bay's Tan Talk Radio Network.
Here we go, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome back to the second half of the former Loutopia podcast, now imho.love. And that background music is Porno for Pyros. Pets. We'll make great pets. I'd like to thank our buddy Pete over there, who is our board op tonight and our producer. And he has his own show on Saturday afternoons. And one of the most intuitive sports guys I've ever met.
Yeah, we call it the evolution of sports talk radio. We give your own walk of music. We let you call in twice so we don't hang up on you like those other sports talk shows do. On Saturday afternoons from 3 to 6, it's the Sports Web. On the Tan Talk Sports Network, I'm your host, Peter Blake, giving you something to think about.
Absolutely, and that's great. And he does a great job with the show. And I'd like to thank everybody watching on Facebook. I know we took a little break there. We lost a couple people. But my barber, when I used to get haircuts, Andrew Cerisi's listen. And my buddy Frank Castro out in Texas, Daniel Miller, Doug Canny, who is the remodeler's dream over there for our buddy Chris Gorges.
Douglas.
And
I love listening to him remodel because he makes noises and grunts and says like non sequiturs, and it's funny. He's funny.
Wood is a living object. But anyway, ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the imho.love show. I'm Lou Angelwolf, Mike Murburg, Chris Gorges, Peter Blake, and I don't know, is Beth on the line there, Pete?
Not yet.
Not yet. Okay. I don't know if she can make it. She did have a client tonight, and she never did actually confirm. But the aha part of the show, it's CE5, which we explained is Close Encounters of the Fifth Kind. And then humor, of course, we're all stand-up comics of sorts, comedy radio. We've all got links to the ha-ha, which is, as far as I'm concerned, one of the most wonderful gifts that I was given in this life.
It's a gift from the gods.
It is a gift from the gods. A good sense of humor, man.
The god get like a funny pie and smack you with it.
Well, if it was a gift for the gods, I wouldn't have been sitting up front by the nuns for so long.
That was your path. The gods chose your path. That was your path, but still a gift. A gift pie in your face.
Yes. And, of course, my buddy Tim Gibson, who I do the Saturday morning Grease Guru show with, he's listening too, and thank you so much, Tim. And Steve Farrell, Farrell Services up there. What a great big company. What a great guy. One of those well-loved by their employers, that guy. He's the boss man. Well, ladies and gentlemen, like I said, we are talking about the new format of the show, CE5, humor, and aha. And what I mean by aha, and Michael, that's why I love having Wikipedia with me, because we study some of the same topics, and he if I lead in with something, he'll finish the story. Like one of those aha things that I found this out, I don't know, 25 years ago, 26 years, 24 years ago, that during the Second World War, wars take up a lot of vehicles. Cars get blown up, they get burned, whatever. The Ford Motor Company was actually making cars in Germany for Nazi Germany.
And supplying parts for the tanks.
And supplying parts for the German tanks.
Right. And all the while, the Rockefellers sold them gasoline and petroleum, and they sold Germany the same oil that they sold us so we could fight each other.
See, that blew me away. And I've seen it's called Ford Works, okay, WERKS, and I've seen these labels on these antique war vehicles. Some of them made it, of course, and have been restored and are in museums.
Well, things haven't changed either, because the rockets that we're finding we've gotten from ISIS are, guess what, made by the same American company.
Tony Stark? No, I'm sorry.
But that was like an aha thing. When I found that out, I went, it was so hard for me to digest. But then as you start looking back, you'll also see, if you research it a little bit, you'll see Henry Ford, the father of the automobile, or however you want to put it, actually getting, in a ceremony, getting the highest award from the Nazi party.
Right.
It's being pinned on his lapel, and he's smiling.
Yeah, that was before. That was while it was with the National Democratic Social Party. I forget what it is, but it's before they started calling them Nazis. It was during the time in which Brown Brothers Harriman, George Bush's father's or grandfather's part of his company, had created the Bank of Holland, which financed Hitler in the very beginning and maintained his ability to create the party. and control Germany up until the time that the bombs started falling on England.
Okay, so the actual pinning of that award was pre-Nazi Germany?
Yeah, it was actually I would guess it's pre-1938, probably 1936, 37, when Hitler was named Man of the Year by Time Magazine.
Right.
Hello.
Yeah. Well,
did you see him in his bathing suit, though? He looked good.
No.
He looked good.
He looked good.
Yeah, really.
And
I'm kind of a Louis Marlin kind of guy. Sorry.
But now, and to me, that was an aha thing. So when you find an aha like that, what it does, it kind of perks your ears up a little bit, and you start turning some more pages, and you find these things out. And I've been studying unreported news or less reported news or alternative newscasts and stories for many, many years. And actually a long time ago, for me anyway, it was back in 1991, I went to a seminar with a guy named to see a guy named Ralph Epperson. And Ralph Epperson was the first guy, not the first guy, but the guy that kind of popularized it and really took it to the streets about talking about the Freemasonry and the subliminal Masonic rule in our country and in our corporations. And that's kind of, he wrote several books, one called The New World Order, another one called The Unseen Hand. Ralph Epperson was a fearless guy when it came to reporting alternative news stories, and 27 years ago, that was a ballsy thing to do, to really go out there and start naming names. And of course, like you'd mentioned before, the Bushes, they've got a really, really questionable and shadowy past as far as the story that they tell us who they are and the actual people that they are.
Yeah, and besides the banking, they're also connected into the Zapata Corporation, which every well in the world uses a Zapata bit.
Zapata.
The Zapata
Doesn't
Corporation.
that mean shoe?
Well, yeah, it is.
Or is that Zapato?
Well, something like that. But yeah, it's Spanish. It's supposed to be, there's a reason for the name.
Okay.
But
this is all fine and nefarious, but when do we find out the truth about, like, the Kardashians? That's what I want to know. What about that family? When do we break that down and see how deep that goes?
Well, I hear Trump is still keeping it secret.
Okay.
But the Russians have him over a barrel on it.
Jeez, so to speak.
I want to know about that family. There's more to it.
And that's just one of the other things that what you'll notice as you start to unravel some of this history, you grab a thread and you start slowly pulling, and you'll see all the things connected to that thread. And that's why still to this day, ladies and gentlemen, if you're listening on Loutopia, if you're listening on Facebook, however you're listening to this, I still, regardless of all the forgiveness that I've put forward to other human beings, I'm still a little tweaked with O.J. Simpson. Not the fact so much that he murdered his wife and her friend and all that. We've all been through that, okay? And it's horrible and terrible. But the fact that O.J. Simpson eventually introduced us all to the Kardashians, okay? It's O.J. Simpson's fault.
No, I think
the Kardashians are here.
I think it goes back to, like, the Ethiopians. I think it goes way, way back.
The
like
Sumerians?
The Mesopotamian culture. I think it goes way back. It's thick, bro. It's thick.
For the Kardashians?
Yes, dude. It's not OJ. Just one little domino in a history of dominoes.
So they're like this Armenian threat.
Oh, I think they go way back. I think if you look, they're probably behind all kinds of stuff. Back through history.
So you're So you're a Kardashian Freemason.
Well, that's how I feel about Trump. Somebody said it before, and they're like, "Yeah, you vote for the Kardashian. They're all connected. They're all reality card. It goes way back. It's cave drawings where there's like cave drawings." Listen, I lost. For me, I became obsessed with the Kardashians when I watched one episode, and I realized how ridiculous they were because the girl was on a moped, and the moped ran out of gas, and they're so rich, she just dropped it on the side of the street and left it there.
Nice.
And I was like, all right, there's something not right about this family. So I'm done with this piece of equipment that I can buy 8 of them tomorrow if I want. Yeah.
Well, yes, and I get it.
Frivolousness.
And to me, and I think the show was especially made to irk guys like me. It's like, because I look at the show and I'm not saying it spoils my day. It doesn't. I mean, but it just gives me that, oh God, there's such the underside of a rock.
Well, it's easier for a camel to get through the eye of a needle than Oh, sorry, can't say that.
Gotta be careful.
Yeah, I know. Hey, historical fact here,
Okay, go ahead.
Can anybody out there tell me what the name of the Nazi party was before it became a pejorative term to describe
a
party?
quiz for the people.
Quiz, yes.
It was like the...
And folks, the phone lines are open. I don't know if I introduced you to the second half of the show.
Doug, call in.
727-441-3000. That's 727-441-3000. Or if you're one of those people that insist on an 866 number, 866-86-1340, 866-826-1340. And of course, Pete will answer the phone over there because his mom.
I don't know if they insist on the toll free. Some people just like options, Lou.
Is that what it is?
Yep.
Yeah.
I want to
Dial
go through
either
the
number. But I tell you, that 727-441-3000 is like the easiest phone number in the world.
Is it?
Yeah, I can't tell you how many times I've said that phone number in my life.
It's funny. I had a show in the studio for a long time. We had a guy that called in all the time. His name was Rob. And we dubbed him Giveaway Rob because every time he called in, he wanted free tickets to something. Yes. I never saw him at any of those things that he got free tickets to. And we gave him free tickets for like 2 years.
The same guy. He always calls.
Giveaway Rob?
Yes.
Dude, I love Giveaway
Rob from Clearwater.
Rob from Clearwater. That's Giveaway Rob.
Yes.
Do they call him that now? Because we dubbed him that. I started calling him Giveaway Rob.
We call him Captain Obvious. I call him Captain Obvious. I call him all kinds of stuff.
Giveaway. Call me Giveaway.
Mr. Oblivious. All kinds of stuff.
He's awesome, dude.
Yeah, he is awesome. All right.
Our buddy Russ Nagel's listening, and John Rhodes, who's Tom Rhodes' brother.
Go out to the phone lines
one
here.
One of the most badass dudes I ever met in my life. All right. Yes. Welcome to the imho.love. And to whom are we speaking?
Hold on a minute. No, I don't need sugar. Hey, how's it going? You doing all right?
Charlie.
Doing great.
You know, you pull up to Dunkin' Donuts now. I want a regular cup of coffee. They put all this crap in, and I got to walk back, get out of the car, walk back through the drive-thru, and people are staring at me. This is Hot Girl right behind me. Hold on. Should I get her on the phone for you guys?
No, wait a minute.
Would you like to get it on the radio? A friend of mine, he's all over the world. I'm sorry. Sorry, ma'am. Sorry, never mind.
Do you have any idea who this is, Lou?
It's Charlie. It's Charlie Kent.
Yeah.
Charlie Kent.
And I also got to tell you, Charlie, at Dunkin' Donuts, when you order a coffee regular, that is cream and sugar.
Yeah, I know. People don't know that around here. Come on, you and I have been around here long enough time. Listen, we brought hockey and bagels and cannolis down here. And otherwise, people would still be eating grits and then those fried whatever. They fry up pigs.
Okay, Charlie.
So wait a minute. You ordered a coffee regular, and what happened?
No. Just black. And they said hot or cold. I'm like, what? What do you mean hot or cold? I want it hot. Who wants cold coffee? Never mind. I don't want to get into it. So how you doing? The show's doing good. I just got back from Dallas. We were working over at Parkland Hospital. It's 113 degrees. No wonder why Kennedy died. Sorry to say that, but it was so bad. The heat in Dallas is horrible.
He would have died naturally. Is that what you're saying?
Well, it's one of those things. So this is a cool time that you're on, 7:30 to 8:30.
Yeah.
Because people are like done with their dinner.
Yep.
And they're ready to smack the kids, go to bed, whatever. And like there's no news on.
Right.
Roseanne's not on anymore.
Good.
You know what I'm saying? I can't even watch All in the Family because that'd be a show on today. There'd be lawsuits all over the place. And all of a sudden you guys are just on. I'm like, wow. Yeah. And they're at the half of the hour.
Don't think it wasn't a strategic move. But nice to hear from you. How's everything going in your life? You okay? Everybody healthy?
It's doing good, thank God. I went to the dentist this morning. I had to get a root canal, and then the guy goes, "How do you feel?" I'm like, "What do you mean? How do I feel?" This is another thing. My
Has
teeth
Charlie
are
ever
so
had an
good.
experience like this?
What's that? Yeah. Now Ralph Cramden used to hit Alice all the time. He used to nail all the time doing stuff.
Yeah, we used to have a segment on our show when we did the Comedy Zone Live, and Charlie would call in, thanks to Lou, and Jordan would argue with him, and they would argue back. It was hysterical. It was just hysterical. You remember Jordan? You remember Jordan, Charlie?
Yeah. Cool.
Wonderful.
Well, we go back to speak about stand-up is Kisses, and then I was telling Robert today from he does the car show on Tuesday nights.
Yes, Robert Mulkey.
Leno came in one night. Remember that?
Yes, he was booked there. Yeah, he didn't just come in; he was booked there.
Yeah,
he did 3 shows on a Saturday night with us.
Over here in Countryside Mall. Who'd have figured?
Yeah, in the old Lum's hot dog stand.
Lum's.
Yes.
It was Lum's hot dog.
Hot dogs steamed in beer.
That's
Go
it.
figure.
Yeah.
Bring it back.
The beer garden.
By the skating rink.
Have you ever had an extraterrestrial experience, Charlie? I'm curious. Seriously,
as
have you
much
ever had one?
traveling, I moved to California in 1996, drove my 73 240Z out there, early years with the carburetors. On the way back, yes, on 10 in Arizona, a little town called Quartzsite, Arizona.
I know
it's
it's
like
at.
2 a.m. Something was going on.
What was going on? What did you see?
There was a lot of stuff up there. There's a lot of things going on. I mean, I don't really want to say too much. I just tuned into the show. I don't want people to think I'm that crazy.
Well,
but
what happened?
niece,
You are.
My
It's
niece
okay. You're
became-
sane.
My niece became an aerospace engineer for NASA. She's up in Rocket City now, Alabama.
Okay.
And we talk occasionally, and I can't say too much to her or ask her too much.
Right.
That's pretty much our conversation. Because, NASA knows what's going on.
Of course. Well, they created some of it. So
Yeah.
They don't want you to have contact.
Well, but yeah, and that's the thing, Charlie. See, it's whatever you saw, and now out there it is a little suspect because that is where Area 51 is, and there's a lot of that's where they did all the nuclear testing.
Right, and that's where you got the government, retrofitting, recreating the ET stuff that's crashed over time. So
Yeah.
anti-gravitational stuff like that.
That was one tricky ass weather balloon.
But, besides all that, because, everybody still enjoyed sweets, I got to promise you to get down there next week or the next couple of weeks and bring you some old bakery stuff.
Yeah, Charlie.
Some new stuff. Not old, but new stuff.
Dude, you know how much stuff Charlie promised me in the length of our shows? Oh, I'm going to be there. Yeah, okay. We'll see you next week.
Ask Pete. I showed up that one time on a Saturday morning with 12 cannolis, and you were out in Bismarck, North Dakota, doing some biker
thing. But Charlie does make the best biscottis.
Does he?
They're awesome.
I'll never know.
They're of the.
Oh, here we go.
Well,
He used to this is great because you used to give me a minute. So I think I've overextended that minute.
Nah,
yes,
you're all good.
Yeah, we let you. Yeah, it was 1 minute with Charlie. All right, buddy. Well,
you guys be good. God bless you. Talk to you soon. Good luck with your show. Stay well.
All right, very good.
Charlie can.
So, like I'm saying, folks, the phone lines are open, and obviously they work because there was Charlie. And
that was, you don't know what that was like for me. That was like a
flashback for you.
Yeah, dude, I'm like at Woodstock right now.
Well, this Clearwater is a little town.
It's great, dude. I love it. If Rob calls in, my head will explode right here in the studio. I'll tell you that right now. You'll see an ET9 where your head gets exploded and an alien pops out of my head.
Well, ladies and gentlemen, this is the Tan Talk Radio Network. I'm Lou Angelwolf, Michael Murburg, Chris Gorges, and this is our new show. This is the imho.love. You got our girl Kathy put the new website up, and thank you, Pamela, for the research you did for me this week, because I've been working double time and Zoom, and doing all this transitioning, and I'm just so grateful for all the people that are helping this move in the right direction. Now, Michael, the CE5 is going to really tempt a lot of people's curiosity. And if you want to find out more about it, contact Michael directly at disabilityattorney.net. That's DISAIABI. I start over.
It's okay.
Disability attorney.
Yeah, if you can't spell it, go to the dictionary.
Yeah, if you can't spell it, we probably don't want you calling anyway. So
it's not for you.
So disabilityattorney.net. contact Michael on the website there, and he will clue you in as to the CE5 goings on. Now, we have one coming up next weekend.
Yeah, Global Initiative is on the August 11th. Yeah.
And that's a Saturday night?
Yeah, there's also another Global Initiative on the 4th, but yeah, they're Saturday nights, and they usually correspond to the lower visibility of the moon.
Okay. Now, the Global Initiative is where we, a lot of the CE5 groups meet at the same time.
Right. That's etletstalk.com. It's kind of like Costa site.
Costas Macraeus, yes.
And Hollis is there as well. So if you want more information, etletstalk.com seems to be the gold mine of information.
ET Let's Talk. So folks, if you're interested in this, now this is a show we're going to be doing every week, every Wednesday at 7:30 p.m. to 8:30, and you'll have to endure the news break in the middle. But we're really, really happy to be here. We really, really like this spot. And thank you so much. So if you've got any of these topics that you like, the close encounters of the fifth kind, or any type of alien encounter that you want to share with us, a sighting, the closer the better. And of course, the humor, all my comic friends, I'm watching the phone light up. Kevin Deede's on there, Mark Evans, Steve Netta. Thank you, all my comedy buddies that are listening in. And Chris Gorges over here.
Am I listening in? Oh, I am listening.
You are? Yeah,
Yep.
You're listening in every week.
Yep.
And, of course, our friend Beth Snyder, who had a patient tonight, and she's our staff hypnotherapist, so she'll be on again with us real soon. So this show, like I said, it's got the CE5, it's got the humor, and it's got the aha. So if there's some odd piece of information that you'd like to share or something you can back up with, some – and see, that's the thing. Even this best documented stuff still can have a real tilt to it. Fake news is a recent phrase, but it's a very, very old game. And what's been happening is what we're finding out now, a great majority of the fake news that we've experienced came through CBS, ABC, NBC, those guys sitting there in the suits telling you straight-faced and just lying to your ass. So what you got there, Michael?
Yeah, I got a question. Part of what I'm going to be doing with the broadcast on this is, to all my friends on Facebook, I'm a member of a bunch of worldwide CE5 groups. So I'm going to be posting it with them. So what I'd like them to do is, so they know where to get us. So why don't you give them the YouTube address with the like and subscribe so they know where to go to get a copy of this show.
Okay. And that's my Lou Angelwolf, correct? Chris?
Yeah, if you want to go to there's links on there, YouTube. Yep, you can go to YouTube.
Go to
YouTube / Loutopia.
Yeah. Loutopia or Lou Angelwolf?
Lou Angelwolf, I'm sorry.
Yeah. It's
either or. If you search it, you can find it.
YouTube and just Lou Angelwolf, and then all the Loutopias will pop up.
Yep.
Right, and if they need to contact us or have their group represented on the show, or have some questions and issues or mail that they want to send us videos, that kind of thing, where would they do that? Should they send those to me at Murburg at Disability?
Well, and you can also contact us through the website now, imho.love.
That's exactly what I wanted to hear.
imho.love.
There you go.
And we'll each going to have a mailbox there, and there'll be a general mailbox till now. Now, Pete, thank you so much. Boy, that was the fastest hour in the world. Thank you, all my pals. And, of course, comics, when you want to call in, man, just I love having you listen, but I love talking to you, too. Ladies and gentlemen, I'm Lou Angelwolf on behalf of Michael Murburg, Chris Gorges, Peter Blake, and the lovely and talented Beth Snyder. Have a great week, and we will make great pets. And until then.
Been there. I'm a loser.